Okay, so I was just going over the Bill Cosby case, and I was just thinking about a lot of facts, a lot of stuff when all of a sudden society gets a hold of you and they want to, like, come after you. No matter what, they're going to keep doing it. But I feel like jurors have a responsibility. Like, you have a responsibility. If you cannot say without a reasonable doubt that somebody did something, stop convicting these people under pressure. Just because somebody gives you the definition and meaning of something does not mean a person is guilty. That is called persuasion. They are persuading your thoughts based on the words and the way that they deliver a sentence to you. They are coercing you into believing something that you yourself cannot believe. I'm thinking about a few things in the Bill Cosby case, and it just sickens me that this man has to be in prison at his age. It's just unreal. So the first thing that I have an issue with is a young lady saying in her 20s she was with a man, but she lived a gay lifestyle after that. But at 34 years old, I believe, Bill Cosby tried to sleep with a woman who is knowingly gay and openly gay. You don't have to say out of your mouth that you're gay in today's society, because you carry yourself, your mannerisms, the way that you act, you're carrying yourself in that light. And you want me to believe with all the proudness of the LGBT community that this lady was not proudly walking in who she was, in her truth. And yet Bill Cosby still came up to her and wanted to sexually assault her. Now, I have a problem with a couple things in this case. First of all, I have a problem with him being retried. I don't care if it was a hung jury or a mistrial and the judge automatically says, we're going to retry you. Okay, I feel like that was personal in itself with the judge retrying because he wasn't satisfied. That's not your place to be satisfied. You don't put your personal opinions in something and say, I want this man found guilty, so we going to retry him again. And then you allow women to come into the courtroom whose statute of limitations has muted their ability to be able to have their day in court. You bring them in your courtroom so that it can persuade the jury under the definition that you state that if a person is said to have done something by multiple people, then it's true. More than likely it's true. But that's not true. That just gives people the power to use that and say, hey, this is the definition. This is what they said is a true depiction of a person. So we're going to use this. So we're going to get 5, 6, 7, 60 people to say that this happened. And in that way, it's going to show that no matter what the evidence shows, no matter what you believe, he had to have done it because this many people said it. That is horrible. Like, we're just horrible in this society to not be able to critically think for ourselves. Secondly, the law in Pennsylvania says that you cannot record a phone conversation with you and somebody and the person on the other line does not know they are being recorded. Why would her mother be able to play a telephone conversation of her and Bill Cosby in the courtroom? Come on. That's another way to persuade the jury after you define the interpretation of the phone conversation. But for me, the dictionary word definition of words is how I define conversations. The educational system explained to us and taught us how to interpret the context of communication when a person uses certain words and say certain things, and how they say it in a sentence in its context. So based on Bill Cosby saying, I'll pay for her schooling, I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that. If you just take that and you just play that, and then somebody, a lawyer, a reputable person with supposedly the education background that they come with, their smarts, which anybody can be a lawyer if they put their mind to it. So you're not a genius or just this person to be really respected because of your ability to pass a bar exam. Anyway, that's another topic. But because this attorney says this is what this means, why is he offering to pay for tuition if he wasn't guilty? It could be a number of reasons, things you don't even know why he offered to pay for her tuition. But because someone told you he's offering to do these things to cover up, then you believe it, then you're persuaded, and you find him guilty. Instead of saying, no, I want to hear him say, or the mother say, what will you give my daughter for mistreating her? And then Bill Cosby says, I will pay her tuition. I'm sorry that I did that to her. Can you all take this as a token of my forgiveness and all of that? That's not what was said. So I have an issue with the whole conversation not being played. I also have an issue with it being illegal to record a person, but yet and still is played in court when both parties did not know they were being recorded. This is the stuff that is wrong. Wrong is wrong. The burden of proof is on the accuser. And if it is not correctly put together, if it is not the truth, if it is not concrete evidence, a person does not have the right to put a person in jail when you know for a fact that you don't know for a fact that something is true.